Hi, Diamond Dave here to talk to you about another C, which is cut. Now, a lot of people think when you talk about the cut of a diamond, you're talking about the shape. So it's a little bit confusing in that a round diamond is called a round brilliant cut, and rectangular is called an emerald cut, square is called a princess cut. But it's a little bit deceptive in that when we're talking about cut in the diamond business, we're not talking about the shape. We're actually talking about how well did the cutter do his job. So I'm going to have Christine zoom in on this chart here in our beautiful background here. So you can have it too shallow, you can have it too deep, or you can have it properly cut. So the reason I'm doing this outside in the sunshine is a lot of you, sadly, don't live in the sunshine all year round. I grew up in a place called Gig Harbor, Washington, where it's dull and gray and dark, and so if the diamond's not cut well, it's never going to sparkle. So there's a couple things you should look for. Sometimes people will message me and say, hey, I think I found a great deal on a diamond. And if it's better, which is very rare that it's better than our price, but I'll tell you, but normally nobody ever talks about the cut, and that's usually where they're getting to. So on a round brilliant cut, you can have an overall cut grade, and that can be ideal, excellent, very good, good, fair, poor. And so ideal and excellent are almost interchangeable, and sometimes on a round brilliant cut, you can actually have what's called hearts and arrows. So hearts and arrows means it's cut so symmetrically that there's a perfect pattern of hearts on one side, and you flip it over, you see a perfect pattern of arrows. Cannot see that without a special scope, but what it means to you is it's so symmetrical, it's going to be as bright as possible. So on round brilliant cuts, those are the only diamonds that have an overall cut grade. On every other shape, radiance, princess, cushion, pairs, everything else, you want to look for the polish rating and the symmetry rating. And so polish can be excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor. Same for symmetry. So polish is just how is the diamond finished? Is it finished properly? Everything lines up. And symmetry, of course, is how symmetrical it is. With all the facet lines lining up, are they symmetrical? So double excellence is the best you can have, but you can have a combination of anything. You can have excellent and good, you have very good and fair. So when we're looking for a diamond for a client, normally we look for double excellent or very good and nothing below that, unless we're looking for a very special price. And sometimes you can have good in a polish or symmetry and it's still going to make it okay, but you want to look for that double excellent if you can. Now, going back to our chart, if you look at diamonds from the 70s, generally speaking, they're super, super shallow cuts. And so back then, they tried to make them look big, but they didn't sparkle. More often than not now, you see very deep cut diamonds. And so what appears to be a good deal is not a good deal because you're paying for all this weight there. So in general, cut to me is almost as important as anything else. Again, growing up in the Pacific Northwest where it never looks like this. So that's why I'm here now, because I like the sun. But if a diamond's cut well, it can be in a pitch black restaurant. It's still gonna pop. So cut is very, very important.